The rap career and the biggest names in rap are furious at 6ix9ine for snitching, and their reactions are wild. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Because I thought he was a nice guy, and now we can't. You know, he can't be my friend. He can't come around me.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
BEBE.
With him prior to him snitching or prior to him getting into all this mess?
Prior to him snitching?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'd did a song with him.
One of the misconceptions about the hate for 6ix9ine right now is that it's only the older OGs of the brand that is throwing shade at the controversial singer. But that's not the case at all. It's honestly a mix of young rappers and old guards who are throwing hate on 6ix9ine. For example, young rapper DaBaby admitted that before 6ix9ine's arrest that he would have happily worked with him. Hell yeah, I would have did a song with him. Why not? It would have brought me some bread. I play the game, I'm about my business. I wouldn't have did nothing that was dissing somebody else. But other than that, that would have been a bad business move to turn that down.
Yeah. I doubt it. It would have brought me some bread.
This may seem like an odd thing to say, but it's important to remember that before his arrest, 6ix9ine was a big rising star. His controversial antics and stars had gotten him a lot of attention.
He's a popular rapper and a gang member who recently pled guilty to 9 felonies.
As well as collaborations with rappers and music artists from all over. He even teamed up with Nicki Minaj once for the song and music video FEFE, which was one of the biggest hits as a result. And it would be to surmise that he had not gotten arrested by the FBI, that he wouldn't get even more deals and collaborations with people. But fast forward to now, and if you ask DaBaby to work with 6ix9ine, his exact words were, no. What does this show? It shows how the perception of a person changed based on what's going on in their lives. If 6ix9ine hadn't had snitched, and instead he went and did his time and got out in a decent amount of time, it's very likely the rap community wouldn't have had this harsh a reaction to him. But because he did snitch, he's now viewed as radioactive, if you will, which means that many rappers won't touch him within a 10-foot pole. And this is just one rapper's impression of 6ix9ine. Trust me when I say it, more are coming in this list. For example, Snoop Dogg, round 1 and 2.
Snitching, working with the government.
As noted, many of the rapper OGs have made their feelings known on the matter of 6ix9ine, but one that has been especially vocal on this includes none other than Snoop Dogg. The double OG has never been afraid to note the lack of style that 6ix9ine has had in his music, life, looks, and more. But for Snoop, the biggest thing was that not only did he snitch, but he also snitched on his crew to the government, whom Snoop Dogg doesn't trust that much, given his previous problems with the law. That was truly the last straw for Snoop. He went and noted during a message about a lawyer for 6ix9ine that they should let the rat rot, and he went on to note, is bustas, man. The era I come from, you couldn't tell on it. Snitching, working with the federal government. After the government shut down, he's decided to work with the federal government. I swear to God, this new gangbanging shit is robotic to me. So yeah, Snoop Dogg ain't happy, and if 6ix9ine gets out, he's going to know that Snoop Dogg is rooting against him in regards to getting back into rap, and clearly, he won't be alone in that thought process. But it didn't end there. After the recent court session where he snitched even more on various rappers and artists and group members, Snoop Dogg decided to get a little more personal in his burns of the young rapper, mainly by saying he was such a wuss and a snitch, that Martha Stewart is more trustworthy than him. As we watch Tekashi 6ix9ine, or whatever his name is, snitch on everybody, I invite you all to remember Martha Stewart snitched on not one soul during her trial. Baby girl kept it 10 toes down and ate that prison sentence by herself, like the true baddie she is. Now I'm sure some of you will point out that the cases against 6ix9ine and Martha Stewart were very different, mainly because she was accused of conspiracy and insider trading, as well as lying to certain government people, so she at least didn't physically hurt someone. The comparison is still valid. Because her charges were based on being given inside information on various deals that she capitalized on, she honestly could have ratted out some people and skipped jail entirely. But instead, she kept quiet, did 5 months in jail, got out, and rebuilt herself from the ground up. Sure, she's not what she used to be, but she's still rich and powerful, and even did a show with Snoop Dogg once, because why not? This isn't meant to be a philosophical question. It's meant to be an insult of the highest order because of 6ix9ine's big talk of him being hardcore, yet he snitched the first chance he got. As for Martha Stewart, few people would say she's hardcore, but she did the jail time and didn't complain once about her situation. So who's the tougher person here? You know who Snoop is going to side with in a fight, that's for sure. Jim Jones.
You heard?
Yeah.
He did some actions that he can't come back from, so his name is non-mentionable.
He can't.
A big irony of 6ix9ine's court case is that while many people who have been snitched on are ones you'd expect him to snitch on, others aren't so clear-cut. A great example of that is a veteran rapper, Jim Jones. Early on in the 6ix9ine court case, Jim Jones was very clear on his thoughts on 6ix9ine snitching on everyone and his place in the rap community. We can't. 6ix9ine's history is erased. We're not even gonna say what we liked or what we don't like. He did some actions that he can't come back from, so his name, non-negotiable. The rapper was then asked if 6ix9ine could step foot in New York again. I don't know what he could do. I don't give a what he could do. That's not my job. If he did step foot in there, they should stay far away from him. I grew up in an era where certain things you cannot come back from. You a rat forever. Ain't no coming back from that. So that's a subject that we don't even have to touch on. So imagine his surprise when 6ix9ine stated that he was a member of the 9 Treys and that he helped orchestrate certain things with the higher ups in the group. Apparently Jim Jones wasn't happy about that at all, further calling him a rat and a snitch and stating that he's done in the rap community, which again, a lot of people support. 21 Savage and Meek Mill.
If you a rat, I don't respect you. Straight up. On no tight level.
If you want some more rappers who have gone and made their claims about 6ix9ine and why he is a fool and a snitch and a rat, look no further than Meek Mill and 21 Savage, who each had plenty to say on the matter. 21 Savage said this on the matter: "You are a rodent. I don't respect you in no type of way. I don't care how much money you got, how many cars you got, how many chains y'all got." He specifies, "You a rat." R-A-T. Of course, anyone who knows 21 Savage knows that he had his own problems with the law in 2018 and 2019, mainly in regards to an immigration matter. However, unlike 6ix9ine, the rap community rallied around 21 Savage and what happened to him. They fought for him and got people onto his side. Sure enough, he was released and arguably is more popular now. No one is really doing that for 6ix9ine, which speaks volumes in regards to what he has done throughout his career. Antagonize. He's never been that friendly with other rappers. He was constantly calling people out, saying he was better than the rest and more. So now that he is a snitch, the few people that might have been on his side are gone. And for rappers like Meek Mill, they felt this was the inevitable result of his choices and actions in his rap and personal life. I'm a hater because he's about to tell after running around starting with people and starting drama? LOL. The streets don't want to hear it no more. It's a fact, I'm not just saying it. He, like many, reaffirms that 6ix9ine got himself into this mess, and now he's trying to save himself by throwing everyone else under the bus. And that's something the streets don't tolerate at all. What's more, Meek Mill went onto Twitter to note that this isn't something that should be a surprise to people. Rather, it should be something that we should all be saying. I knew this would happen about, because it's exactly how Meek Mill feels about it all. That's a shame. When I came home, everybody was like, he got some real dudes backing him. I was like, how? Y'all better stop running around behind rappers acting like y'all ready to throw y'all lives away over some stupid shit. And indeed, if you pay attention to what 6ix9ine has done during his career, you would have seen this coming from a certain point of view. All of his rap life, 6ix9ine has made it very clear that what he valued the most in his career was his image. As noted earlier, he joined the 9 Treys because he wanted credibility, and he used that credibility in order to make a lot of waves in the rap community, including calling himself the King of New York. But the moment he snitched, all that went away, and many rappers were quick to vocalize just how worthless 6ix9ine had become. And this feeling of him being worthless only grew when it came to his recent appearances in court. The September snitching.
U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York has agreed not to prosecute the defendant for the crimes set forth in counts 1 through 9.
Here's a quick recap of things for you. 6ix9ine is a rapper who's had long-standing troubles with the law. In November of 2018, he was detained by the FBI in regards to several incidents he perpetrated with his former group, whom he fired weeks before being detained and were detained alongside him, as a part of the group known as the 9 Treys. In February of 2019, 6ix9ine accepted a plea deal, one that would have him confess and plead guilty to various counts, but couldn't get a life sentence verdict and would likely be given a lesser sentence. The catch? He had to rat out not just the former crew that was detained, but testify against the 9 Treys, which he did. And at this point, pretty much everyone detained in November 2018 from the FBI bust has pleaded guilty to certain charges, been convicted, and even been sentenced. You would think he would have stopped there, but he did not even close. As of September 18th, 6ix9ine was back in court, but this time around he was spilling the beans about the beef the 9 Treys had against other people, including one incident where another such group in Texas, headed up by Rap-A-Lot, refused to let 6ix9ine perform in Austin, Texas because he didn't seek Rap-A-Lot's permission to do so. This led to a revenge plot according to TMZ's recording of the trial. As it turns out, Rap-A-Lot Records honcho J Prince was in NYC the next month, and Tekashi testified that he and the 9 Treys decided to get revenge. He says Shotty and other gang members stole from Rap-A-Lot reps in the lobby of a building while Tekashi sat outside in a parked car. Tekashi shot video of the incident, which prosecutors played in court, along with surveillance video of the incident. Tekashi said that as they fled the scene in a car, Shotty got nervous and kicked 6ix9ine out of the car, leaving him to take the subway back to Brooklyn while packing a piece in his hoodie. That wasn't all though. He noted that there was another 9 Treys altercation approved, and it was done on rapper Trippie Redd, and many were wondering if this would indeed come out in court. He specifically went into detail into who ordered the hit, his former manager, who was there when it happened, and more. Furthermore, he documented the command structure of the 9 Treys, certain other notable incidents, including an altercation that happened at LAX, and on it went. He was even asked definitively what his role in the group was. He said, just keep making hits and be the financial support, so they could buy pieces and stuff like that. 6ix9ine noted on the stand that if he made something like $250,000 for a deal or a song release, he'd get like $185,000 and the group would take the rest. That sound like a fair trade? It did to 6ix9ine. He said the group was the reason he was famous. My career, I got the street credibility, the videos, the music, the protection, all of the above. You could argue what he did early in the year was standard snitch stuff, but what he did in September was much worse, and infuriated the rap community even more, as you can hopefully tell. Cardi B was quick to point out the errors of 6ix9ine's testimony about her being a 9 Trey, and there were numerous hashtags on Twitter talking about how much of a snitch 6ix9ine was. And of course, tons of memes about 6ix9ine ratting out other people. So yeah, not the best look for him. And this new look all started in late 2018. The arrest of 6ix9ine.
Now for the news, Brooklyn rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine is in federal custody facing racketeering and firearms charges.
How 6ix9ine got into this mess? It's no secret that 6ix9ine has a very long and dirty history with the law. He's been detained for small offenses like driving without a license, and also been detained for things like harming a fan and doing harm to an officer of the law. But when it came to convictions, 6ix9ine always had a nasty habit of slipping away just in time. That is, until the FBI detained him. This all happened on November 18, 2018, where he got detained on very serious charges including racketeering, conspiracy, and much more. 9 separate charges were put out to 6ix9ine during that moment. Just that moment. And that was just the beginning of his problems. 6ix9ine and his former associates Kifano Shadi Jordan, Jamel Mel Murda Jones, Genzel Ish Butler, Fuguan Fu Bangalovic, and Fahim Crippy Walters were all part of a group that was running numerous operations in many of the boroughs of New York, and they were committing numerous offenses to ensure their territory and dominance. During all these acts, they were making some serious cash, which literally means they were making money off of illegal activities. In legal terms, racketeering is defined as the illegal running of a business in order to make money, which is exactly what 6ix9ine and his former crew were doing. Eventually, these activities got the attention of the FBI, who took what this group and the group they worked for very seriously. Because of this, they decided to come down hard on the group by making a massive case against them, including having lots of evidence and other things. So that way, when they detained the group, the charges would stick. And as you no doubt have guessed, they did. 6ix9ine was also charged with carrying a piece for the use in maintaining his illegal business. This was one of the conspiracy charges, for he's charged with the use of this item to scare off his competitors so that his business wouldn't be messed with, which is an offense in and of itself. This was a big deal, and the indictment spelled out exactly what the group had done for all to see. The purpose of the enterprise included preserving and protecting the power, territory, and profits of the enterprise through acts involving taking out a rival, and threats. Among other things, 6ix9ine was also charged with aiding and abetting a robbery for the group he worked for, part of his proof of how involved in the group he was. As you can guess, the seriousness of these charges was what led the FBI to try and get 6ix9ine to take a plea deal. This wasn't just hope though. They had proof that the 9 Treys were getting tired of 6ix9ine in their group, and were even going to have some of 6ix9ine's former crew rough him up a bit in order to make a point. So after explaining that to him, they offered the plea deal, which he took and used to rat out just about everyone of importance. And now, here we stand months later. 6ix9ine is testifying in court and digging himself further into the snitch hole he got himself in, which begs the question, what comes next? What's next for 6ix9ine?
That's right, people. 6ix9ine is snitching on his gang, and he's going into witness protection.
So here's the big question that everyone is asking right now. What is next for 6ix9ine? There's been a lot of talk about how much longer he'll be in jail now that he's fully and utterly cooperating with the FBI and prosecutors. And there's a lot of speculation that states he could get out this year, or early next year, or late next year, depending on his sentencing hearing, which hasn't happened just yet. In a new twist though, 6ix9ine has reportedly turned down the offer for witness protection, which was a part of his plea deal when he signed it. The reason for this? Simple. He wants to make rap music again, and thinks he can pick up where he left off, which is both stupid and dangerous. Mainly because even if he gets locked up until next year, the 9 Treys and their allies are still going to be after him. Plus, he'll have to pay for security to protect him so that he can get through the situation in one piece. As for his music career, him thinking that he can just get back into the flow of things is a bit optimistic, mainly because we've shown there aren't a lot of people in his corner right now. Half the rap community hates him, and the other half doesn't want to associate with him, which doesn't even mention the fans themselves, who are very much divided on what they feel about 6ix9ine. Only time will tell what truly happens to him, and while it's fair that he has lofty aspirations, he needs to remind himself that they are indeed lofty and aspirations. Reality will hit him sooner or later. And there you have it, the case of 6ix9ine and the rappers who have rallied against him, and continue to call him a snitch and other things. Where do you sit in this situation? What do you think will be the fate of 6ix9ine? Let me know in the comments below, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on King Trending.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.